Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are. We welcome you and we welcome you to our next part. We are very happy that Lushani Sigvardi is here from GIBS Business School. He is a data analyst and he will talk about big data analytics, smallholder, farmers uplift. He has a lot of very interesting information, very much on statistical algorithms, data analysis, analytics, and business intelligence. He knows more about math than I do, so I'm really looking forward to getting some insights how big data analytics can be used in the supply chain and especially in the food supply chain. And in this case, we are going far across the globe. From here in Germany, we are going to South Africa. So are you ready for us? Okay, then
Thank you.
let's go. And we will look forward for your interesting presentation.
Thank you, Professor Becker. Greetings to everyone. I am so pleased to have all of you here joining from different parts of the world. As Prof. Becker so eloquently introduced me, I will take you on the journey through the engrossing findings and insights of my research expedition, titled Factors Affecting Smallholder Farmers' Adoption of Big Data Analytics in the South African Food Supply Chain. Were you aware that smallholder farmers in the developing nation are a pivotal contributor to the global food security? If not, then you will at least learn one or two things today. Well, it is essential to acknowledge that smallholder farmers in the developing nations play a pivotal role in global food security. This fact is substantiated by research conducted in 2014 by Loader and his colleague, and further affirmed by a study conducted by Fenn and Roux in 2022. Those studies accentuate that smallholder farmers are responsible for producing nearly 80% of the food supply in regions like Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. To provide a local context, in South Africa, their remarkable food contribution is estimated to be approximately 90%, as reported by the World Food Programme in 2021. Given smallholder farmers' essential role in food supply chain, we will explore and discover the perspective of this study, exploring how they can sustain their vital contribution to the food supply chain by harnessing available big data agricultural technology, ensuring that they remain abreast of technological advancement. The following table of contents present an overview of the main section and topic featured in this presentation, with a drone from a research study's result, findings, and insights. Each section offers distinctive perspective on various facets of the study, providing comprehensive panorama of the discoveries and recommendations. I will begin with the research methodology and framework applied in the study, as this is the background for the study analysis, result, and insights. And then the demographic profile of smallholder farmers, their educational background, and also their adoption of technology. Next, after that, I will highlight the factors that affect the adoption of big data analytics in the context of food supply chains, and subsequently delve into the significance of big data analytics, as this is a pinnacle in sustainable agriculture with the smallholder farmers food supply chain. Following that, I will share valuable insights and recommendations pertinent to smallholder farmers, policymakers, governments, and stakeholders. Lastly, I will share the summarized key finding from the research study and the recommended action and measures. Let's begin by exploring the study framework and methodological design. The study applied a multifaceted approach, utilizing a survey instrument, structural questionnaire, and comprehensive literature review. All these were utilized to ensure that we can gather some insights for smallholder farmers. Smallholder farmers responded to 20 questions. All those questions were categorized into technology factors, organizational factors, and environmental factors. Demographic data was also collected from all those respondents, representing a diverse group of South African smallholder farmers. The research adopted a comprehensive perspective by drawing from both the TOE paradigm and also the adoption framework for IFS. The study accentuates the critical role of integrating big data analytics in the food supply chain in alignment with SDG 2. The research study's goal seeks to eliminate hunger, to ensure food security, and promote sustainable agriculture. Specific indicators such as 2.3.1 and 2.4.1 emphasizes the importance of improving accessibility and facilitating market access for farmers. This highlights the direct connection between data analytic integration and achieving the vital global targets. In this section, we will explore the demographic profiles, educational background, and the technology adoption trend among smallholder farmers. A notable 72% of smallholder farmers are aged 45 and above, with majority of them being female, and 66% of them engage in farming activity on a part-time basis. According to the data, just 28% of smallholder farmers understood big data analytics, and an average of 22% adopted farming technology, while a substantial 68% had educational background at the high school diploma level or below. Let's now explore factors influencing smallholder farmers' use of big data analytics in food supply chain contribution. So, statistical analysis was performed on the research instrument dataset involving standardized coefficient at a 95% confident interval, along with several other statistical analyses. To keep things brief, I will be concentrating mostly on the standardized coefficient during this presentation, but you are also welcome if you want to have a visibility of other statistical analysis that were applied during the study. Looking on the technological factors, smallholder farmers generally agreed with statement 3, 4, 5, and 6, indicating a positive perception of the potential benefits, privacy concern, interest in learning, and profitability of potential associated with big data analytics in farming. However, majority of them disagreed with statement 1, 2, 7, and 8, reflecting their uncertainty about their understanding and the use of big data analytics. Looking on organizational factors, Smallholder farmers generally agreed that working collaboratively with other farmers and suppliers facilitate the smooth movement of product through the food supply chain. They also agreed that decisions about adopting new technologies like big data analytics are typically made by owner or either partner of the farm. However, challenges related to financial constraint and resource availability were evidence, with a strong agreement that financial problems hindered the adoption of new technologies and general neutrality regarding resources sufficiency and its impact on big data analytic utilization, mostly in the food supply chain. In the environmental factors, smallholder farmers generally agreed that the quality of internet connection facilitate the use of digital tools for managing food supply chain. They also agreed that government support or assistance influence the choices to use big data analytics on the farm. They believe that having good education and training make it easier to use tools that enhance the food supply chains efficiently. On the other hand, they held a neutral stance regarding rules and law, social and cultural factors on the adoption of technologies like big data analytics in the food supply chain. Direct customer sales account for approximately 40% of the agricultural yield from smallholder farmers, while personal consumption make up nearly 31%. In the sphere of agricultural technology development, our attention should evolve around sustainable agricultural big data analytics, specifically for smallholder farmers, a paradigm shifting element at the peak of the food supply chain. In 2022, the United Nations projected that the global population is anticipated to reach 8.5 billion by 2030, further increasing to 9.7 billion by 2050 and 10.4 billion by 2100. This presents a significant challenge in ensuring a sufficient food supply chain for all. Recognizing this vital imperative, as outlined also in 2023 IT Web Research Journal publication, the agricultural sector must embark on a profound transformation aimed at boosting agricultural production by roughly 69% as from 2010 to 2050. For efficiency and sustainability, a significant finding from the research study revealed that 58% of smallholder farmers are optimistic about the potential of big data analytics, that it may enhance and streamline their farm's food supply chain. Regarding access to information, approximately 76% of smallholder farmers have not yet utilized technology or either a digital tool to monitor their progress in their produce across various stages of the food supply chain. This highlights significant prospect for improving information accessibility through utilization of BDA or big data analytics. When it comes to resource management, an interesting observation comes to be evidence from this study. Approximately 70% of smallholder farmers believe that availability of adequate resources on the farm could facilitate the utilization of big data analytics within the overall agricultural supply chain. This also emphasized the significance of effective resource management in fostering technological adoption and innovation. In the context of data-driven decision-making, smallholder farmers acknowledges the need for specialized skills and expertise to effectively harness big data analytics. This is very close to my heart, honestly. This also emphasizes the critical significance of cultivating proficiency in data-driven decision-making skills for smallholder farmers within the agricultural domain. Now, get ready for the valuable insight specifically designed for smallholder farmers and also policymakers, not forgetting governments and also other stakeholders. All these were drawn from the extensive findings and analysis of the research study. I know you might have been eager to maybe let me move to this slide as from the start, because it's very important compared to others, you know. And in the domain of farming technology adoption, about 22% of smallholder farmers have embraced big data technology, while also acknowledging their financial constraint. Some smallholder farmers openly acknowledges their choice to abstain from engaging with innovative technologies like big data analytics. In the context of technology adoption and knowledge gaps, a noteworthy 72% of smallholder farmers fall within the age group of 45 years and older. And there was a strong consensus among smallholder farmers that specialized skill and knowledge are required to effectively utilize big data analytics, mainly in their farmers. Within the context of food supply chain distribution, it is noteworthy that approximately 40% of agricultural produce are sold direct to customer. This also signifies intriguing prospect of enhancing accessibility to fresh produce sourced from smallholder farmers within the supply chain. Regarding educational background, this is also close to my heart. It's significant to mention that 68% of respondents among smallholder farmers have educational qualification equivalent or below high school diploma, which is also referred to as National Senior Certificate in South Africa. In this section, I will unveil the crux of research study ANOVA, the key findings, the recommended measures derived from the study insight, providing a compass of informed action and decision-making in the dynamic landscape of smallholder farming and technology adoption. Within the context of enhancing resilience in the face of climate change, the study's key insights and corresponding suggestion emphasize the smallholder farmers' potential to proficiently adapt evolving environmental conditions. This ultimately reinforces food supply chain security and also align with SDG 2. The study highlights the importance of customized training program aimed at bridging the knowledge gap that often hinders some of smallholder farmers from embracing new technology. When combined with improved market access, this approach also offers the potential to enhance food production and alleviate hunger by addressing educational deficiencies and providing training opportunities for those farmers to effectively harness agricultural technology. Smallholder farmers could embrace also to ensure that they enhance their income by exploring direct to customer distribution channel, while also improving infrastructure and market accessibility to expand their
5
customer
minutes
reach.
warning.
Cool, thank you. And then that will also help them to efficiently provide or improve their infrastructure and improve the market accessibility. When it comes to financial planning, assistance, and innovation, in our respective role as academic researcher, industry expert, digital logistics specialist, government entities, and third-party stakeholders, we collaboratively and collectively bear the duty of driving innovation in tailored big data analytics solution that can effectively address the specific requirement constraint of smallholder farmers. Policymakers can allocate resources to improve educational and training programs for smallholder farmers, emphasizing the development of digital literacy and technological skills. To conclude, it is also imperative for smallholder farmers to address data privacy and security concerns while advocating for technology adoption to safeguard the confidentiality of smallholder farmers' information. Thank you. Any question?
Thank you so much, Lushani. So that was very interesting. There are some questions and I'll go through them, getting to you. How does big data help manage supplies, not only in the South African food, but globally? Is there anything that goes across what you're saying?
That's a good question. So with big data analytics, it helps a lot of farmers to ensure that at least they can collaborate and share their data. Let's say, for example, when one farmer is having a learning on their data, they can also provide those kind of learning to other farmers and ensure that the food supply chain improve because they will be working together based on their data also and the application of big data analytics.
So another question is, what are key factors found on smallholder farmers on the adoption of big data analytics?
That's also a good question. So some of the factors is that most of those smallholder farmers are found in the villages and they tend to have internet connectivity problem, which impact IoT devices in most cases, because we definitely need to connect with those IoT devices when we are collecting all those data. For example, I will give it with a IoT device for livestock. We use a belt to track and monitor the health of livestock. But when those livestock move around, at some stage and point, they move to a certain area where we can't locate them due to network problem. So those are some of the factors that need to be resolved or accounted for in most cases.
Wonderful. How relevant is big data for small? The question is on logistic companies, but I would say for everyone. So for small companies, how relevant is big data?
That's also a good question. In this era, it is very important because, for example, you need to be a data-driven business. And for you to be a data-driven business, you definitely need to ensure that you are collecting the data you have, combining them and applying big data analytic framework and methodologies to get some insight out of it that then you use for decision making.
Okay. Is there any example where you can show us this is a farm that implemented it and this achieved this improvement, or is the information only available on a general level?
Well, that's a good question. So I would say, with an example of a project I'm currently working on for livestock, as I also gave an example on the previous question. So using Internet of Things to collect data on livestock, we are able to gather all information based on livestock health and also how maybe they are producing things within their certain space and how they also graze around the farm. So with all those kind of information, when collected together, we are able to mine it and extract some information to ensure that they can survive in different seasons based on maybe diseases that might happen. So we can project anything before it happened based on all those data.
So wonderful. Thank you very much. I don't see any further questions. So thank you so much. There was very interesting insight of how big data analytics helps smallholder farms. So I wish you successful work in your domain. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Prof. And thanks, everyone. Just have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.